what is your connection to this?
Yeah, Purple Rain. Well, he's a Minnesota boy too, or he was, and so we recorded "Wake Up Screaming" at Paisley Park Studios um, back in the late '80s,
Uh-huh.
and when we were recording, they had a sound stage in there. It's a big place, it's a big facility, but they have a whole, like, a little small uh, arena almost with a full stage in it, and they had uh the Love Sexy tour put together on the stage, and they were rehearsing that to go over to Europe while we were recording.
Wow.
And so, like,
You
our
think
drummer
Prince was
Eric,
like heard you guys recording it all?
yeah, well, they were having a party because they were breaking down the set and going over to Europe, so they were having a party for the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not there that night, but the rest,
Oh,
the guitar players were. So uh, they came in and said, "We're having a party out here, and you guys are more than welcome to come out and join us, and you know, have some food and drink." And
wow.
so yeah, Prince was dancing with Sheila E. And, like, I mean, he didn't sit down and chat with them guys or
Sure.
anything, uh, but they were invited to his party, and went out and hung out for a while and drank some free beer and
And you played a lot of the same venues, right? I mean, back then, or
well, yeah,
um,
First
or at
Avenue is
least
where.
yeah, that's where they filmed some of that movie, right?
Exactly, yeah. And they used the entry for some of the different shots, that if they had a backstage shot or something like that. The entry is a smaller room that's connected to First Avenue, the 7th
Gotcha.
Street entry. So
Yeah, and you guys have been playing there for what, almost 40 years?
yeah,
Is
well,
that kind of
actually,
like your home venue?
yeah, very much so. It's our Minneapolis one. There was a place that we used to play down in St. Paul all the time. That's no longer there. And
Mm-hmm.
then Minneapolis, it was First Avenue and the entry. Um, as a matter of fact, one time we had a show. Uh, they used to do all ages matinees in the afternoon, and then they'd have danceteria in the evening. And we finished our show, and the stage crew came in and helped us break everything down and take it out because Prince was going to do a surprise
Oh,
show in there
wow.
that night.
Did you stay for that?
I didn't, because my
Oh,
son
man.
was real little at the time, and so he was just a little guy. So I wanted to get home to him, and so I didn't hang around. But uh,
Did you
yeah,
ever
he
get
did
to
that.
see Prince back then?
I ended up seeing the Love Sexy tour. So I got to, when they went to Europe first, and then they came back to the States. And so I saw him at a venue called the Met Center, and it was surreal to see the whole stage set up the way I'd seen it in Paisley Park, all set up
Right.
with the little red Corvette on, like, a roller coaster track that
Wow.
that went around the stage and down to the front for that song. And yeah,
That's
so that
cool.
was cool. Yeah, yeah. I've always followed Prince, and I love, ever since Dirty Mind, I guess, was the first Prince record I bought.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it
And
must have been hard to ignore being a local
yeah,
too.
he was always on the cover of City Pages and stuff, and which was our music magazine at the
Mm-hmm.
time, Sweet Potato. So yeah, and I love Prince. Yeah, he's a genius.